Hello there. So we hit a bit of a snag this week. We recorded an episode that was an hour long, and they said someone deleted their files off of the cloud before we were able to download and process them. In an effort to still have an episode come out, we sort of edited around that missing person's file. And if you still want more, I made sure that the Crow Zero over on PandaView would also release today, so you get a bit of an extra thing in case you want to. It's a pretty good movie. We didn't really talk too in depth about the movie because you really have to watch it, but it's something at least. Yeah, sorry about that. So enjoy your 20 minutes of content. We'll try to make sure this doesn't happen again. No promises though.
My name's Monkey D. Luffy, and I'm gonna be a policeman. Remember it!
This is what a bit, huh?
Of course, yeah.
I can't help but feel like I made a horrible trade earlier now.
I guess you made a horrible trade.
Well, with you.
Oh,
the one where I write the sheet and you make the bid, and then you went, oh, okay, and then you said Naruto OP2 in YouTube, and went, there we go, I've done it.
Yeah, like I'm just going with Ninja Japan or whatever the hell. I mean, this is the only time in this fucking anime that we're going to be able to make this joke, at least as of right now, I guess.
Does Inuyasha take place in that time? I haven't watched Inuyasha. Sorry, anybody. I know I heard audible gasps through the ether.
Honestly, it doesn't even surprise me. I'm willing to bet that a significant number of our audience has not actually seen Inuyasha. Inuyasha is almost on the cusp of being a little bit too old. If you're under the age of 32,
that's pretty much what has stopped me most of this time.
Yeah,
is that show just looks too old to be enjoyable. There are shows that are out there that are enjoyable to watch even though they're old. Akira is one of them. Evangelion before it turns to human soup is relatively watchable.
No, I agree. If you were into Inuyasha back in Toonami and late night Adult Swim days, then there's a really good chance that you've just never given it the time of day. I've seen it, but
holy shit, that show has 150 episodes.
Dude, it has more than that. Yeah, it's a seinen or seinen, however you pronounce that or whatever. Seinen, whatever the hell.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, it was a long running seinen. Although I think that for the most part, there was only two main halves of that show between the Pearl and then the stuff that came after the Pearl or whatever the hell. It's been a while since I've seen it, to be perfectly honest.
So welcome to the Inuyasha cast, everybody.
I would be down to do an Inuyasha trivia. I think that could be fun. I doubt that I would get anything right, but I would like to know if there's a chance I can get the easy questions off the top of my head. I think there's a non-zero chance I could do really well if you picked the easier questions.
What if I came in here one day with just some nonsense Inuyasha questions, having never watched it before?
Yeah, we opened this episode with Naruto OP, talk about Inuyasha for 10 minutes, and now we're welcome to the Boss Luffy episode, everybody. I'm just gonna go into the summary before this gets derailed any further. Okay. In a land that bears a striking resemblance to a certain country in our universe during a certain time period, we have a group of certain individuals that are the same as the ones we know, but also not. It's Boss Luffy time, baby! We join this alternate timeline as Buggy is still up to no good, and Luffy is the chief of police on his lunch break. Yes, you heard that right. Luffy is with the feds now. His trusty partner, Ussop, runs up and alerts him of the Clown Clan's shenanigans, and Nami, the owner of the shop Luffy is dining at, gives him a helping hand in getting to the scene of the crime. After a scuffle, Buggy and his crew manage to escape, only to summon Luffy to a remote location for one final showdown. And wouldn't you know, he still gives out the hands. Mere days later, the clowns are at it again when they attempt a kidnapping, only to be foiled this time by hungry, wandering monk, Zoro, whose hand slips while he's walking away. The victim, Nami, repays...
That's not what that says.
That's not what you wrote. The victim...
I mean, you're right, but with blue hair.
Right, it's just blue-haired Nami. The victim, Vivi, repays the kind people by ruining Nami's business and then going fishing for the first time. While she's fishing with Chef Chief Luffy, the monk appears again, but this time in opposition to Luffy. You see, the Clown Clan fed him, so they're his friends now. However, with some trickery, Zoro and Luffy take them out again, and it is revealed that Vivi is actually the princess of this land who snuck out to see the world. And what a wondrous world it is. And I will go out to say, and I said the same thing in our chat earlier. So Jordy told us that we're going to be watching the OG Boss Luffy, which for those keeping track at home was special number 4 in One Piece Land, which did not have official episode numbers. And I said in our chat earlier, I was flabbergasted. In fact, I'm still convinced even to this day that I'm being Bernstein Baird right now, that these episodes did in fact receive a Funimation dub. I could not find them. So I'm either a dirty liar, which is likely, or the world around me is falling apart and I'm seeing the Matrix code at live, as it were. So I was very upset this week that I could not watch them in my OG dub.
Well, I don't even know. It feels like the Boss Luffy episodes are talked about in hushed whispers and watched in closed door rooms because we didn't even watch it on like a website or anything like on Crunchyroll. Jordan gave us a video in our Google Drive that is basically a fan-made amalgamation of what is seemingly 2 different episodes of Boss Luffy, because halfway through the video we have is the end card, and then we roll right into the next one. And at the end of that part is credits that have never been seen before. So they're like, it's like a fan-made stitching together of these 2 episodes. So like, I guess the Boss Luffy just doesn't exist under normal. Like he had to go to incognito mode on Google in order to find Boss Luffy somewhere on the internet.
In the back of my mind, I guess I must have seen this in sub at one point or another. Maybe like back in the day, I watched through all the specials. I don't remember watching through every special, mind you. There's like 20 of them now or something like that, maybe 19. This is special number 4, and I vividly remember every scene, so I must have seen this at some point, but I could have swore I saw it in dub. And I double checked like 100 times, because like you said, Christian, they split this up. This is like a 2-part special. They still split it up with to be continued after the first half, and then the second half has like a credit, like you said, that nobody's seen. And I was scanning for like at least an hour trying to find these fucking episodes in dub, because I was convinced this shit existed, and I couldn't find it. It did not. So I must have watched it in sub originally. There's more of the same of this in the form of filler in the One Piece anime. There's like another 4 or 5 episodes of this, give or take. And that's all we're missing here. Originally, I thought we were going to watch them all, but Jordy was like, nah, we're just going to watch the OG special. So,
yeah, which essentially amounts to 2 episodes.
Essentially, yes. And that's all we watched today. And the reason why it seems like it's kept behind closed doors is because it might as well be. I don't know if you guys even caught it, but at one point we even had Miss Valentine make an appearance.
Was she one of the 2 blondes that came in? That
yeah, she was.
One of them was, at least. Or maybe she was both. I don't know.
The short-haired one was Miss Valentine. I actually don't know who the long-haired blonde was, if I'm gonna be honest. Maybe it was like a throwaway filler character, or maybe like, remember back in the Baratier arc when what's his name, Full Body, the Marine loser, the fucking knucklehead,
the blonde chick that he brought with it. I mean, it's possible, I guess. Yeah. No.
Well, because I can tell you for certain that like the one like bald headed but with like the black hair motherfucker that Buggy stole from in the beginning of the episode, that was the guy that sold Zoro swords back in Logtown. So we've already gone that far.
I knew he was someone we had definitely seen, but I had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
I could recognize Mary as like his assistant or whatever, but that guy, I was like, I know this guy for sure. He's been in the show, but I have no idea where I know him from.
I cannot parse where this motherfucker came from. Don't worry, I got you. His name is Ippon Matsu, and he was the guy who sold Zoro swords back in Logtown.
Okay, he's the one who gave him like the cursed sword, right? Is he that guy?
Well, he gave him both swords technically, but Zoro did the cursed sword bit, and then he was like, hold on 1 minute, you're a good enough swordsman, you can take my family's prized possession, and gave him 2 swords for free.
And that one's broken.
And that one do be broken, yes.
Yeah.
that one do be long gone.
Yeah. Eat shit.
Get rusted, you piece of shit. Garbage blade. Thanks for the free sword.
Know your place,
garbage.
trash.
But anyway, these episodes, they're like a fun little filler thing of just the Straws in new roles in feudal Japan, doing random feudal Japan things.
What if Boss Luffy was just the Straw Hats all sitting around a table and someone was DMing for them?
Dude, that would be great.
What if this was their D&D campaign?
This is their D&D campaign. Although honestly, it can't be because none of them are a ninja, like a true ninja. And like literally all the dudes would want to be a ninja. Guaranteed.
Would they want to be rogues? I mean, well, actually, Ussop would definitely want to be a rogue, I think.
He was kind of close to that. I mean, because he had like the rope trick, and then also he like had almost like a rogue's outfit, so to speak, or whatever. He did have a weird looking weapon.
Him and Luffy used the same like sai, but also not really a sai. I don't know. It's more akin. It's the same weapon that Smoker uses. Yes, except smaller. I think Smoker's was a little bit longer, had more reach on it.
Down a little, yeah. I think the last Boss Luffy episode happens right after the crew gets separated in Sabaody, in fact. So, cause like that's one of the reasons we held off on. I remember I was talking with Jordy, but apparently we're not covering them in this cast. But we were going to watch more Boss Luffy all together with the caveat that when all of the characters have been introduced, we'll watch all of them or something. And he was like, nah, we're just going to watch this one. Regardless, at one point, I think all the supernovas make an appearance in Boss Luffy. It's a whole thing. And Foxy does come back, by the way. So you can look forward to that.
Oh, boy. Well, I was going to say I want to watch those because you mentioned the supernovas, but now I'm not sure I want to if it comes at the cost of also having to see Foxy again.
That's a yikes.
Wait,
I should have kept my mouth shut.
Is Hamburg there?
Of course he's there.
All right, well, it's a tough... I know, but Foxy, though... Oh, it's tough. It's all right, well...
Oh, I lost him.
Yeah, it's a negative for me.
That's a big get the fuck out of my face, boy.
Yeah, I like this narrative that I've crafted now where this is them playing a D&D campaign, though.
I'm trying to remember if Mihawk makes an appearance. I know that a couple of warlords definitely do. Moria comes to mind. I'm failing to remember how many Marines make it into this this short-lived like filler saga, but I know for a fact that Moria does for certain. Maybe a couple more of the warlords and definitely a few of the supernovas. And then Foxy, of course, because he's the OG.
I want to go back to other cameos we got this episode in the beginning, the very beginning, when the Clown Clan are getting involved with the bank and everything. We get pans over the crowd, and you see Chopper's there peeking through people's legs and whatever. But
yeah.
Johnny and Yosuku are back, baby.
Yo, wait, were they in there? I missed them. What? I was looking for them.
They were right there. They were front and center.
I'm blind, dude. I was looking. I was trying so hard. Can I tell you?
Oh, my God. How could you not? How could you not?
But no, honestly, when I saw, or when you say Johnny and Yosuku, I was looking for them. And can I tell you, the two cloaked motherfuckers from the first episode, I thought originally might become them. So even though I have a vivid memory of watching these episodes, I didn't remember everything that happened. I just remember I've seen like this play out or whatever. I thought the bit was going to be, it was Johnny and Yosuku. And then by the second half of the episode, it was going to become, hey, I'm Zoro, you fucked with my boys, but it didn't. And I was like, oh, where's Johnny and Yosuku? That was low hanging fruit that they totally threw
They
out.
were right at the beginning.
My bad.
I'm surprised we didn't see, correct me if I'm wrong, there was no Kobe here, was there?
I don't think there was a Kobe.
I didn't see Kobe. I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised about that one. I feel like Kobe is another easy one.
To be fair, this definitely aired, I want to say just before. So I think Foxy era, believe it or not, like as soon as we got done with that like G8 arc, that filler arc that practically wasn't filler because it was just so fucking funny that we watched regardless.
Still wild. God, I can't believe they would do my boy Jonathan like this.
Yeah, it's, you know what? It's not filler. It's not. So after the G8 arc, after that arc, I believe was when this originally debuted, just before the Foxy arc, because this still has it has like a weird combination of the two animation styles where it still looks like it's made in 480p, but kind of has some of the clarity of like the newer episodes. It was probably in that era. So if you recall, we didn't meet new Kobe until after we beat Water 7 or whatever, or like got.
Well, it didn't have to be new Kobe. It could have been. Yeah, it could have been old. It could have been old Kobe,
I guess. But I would imagine that like when they were here, they were focused on using characters they either assumed would literally never fucking show up again. Shout out to Hachi, who did in fact show up again. Or B, that have shown up again recently that they want to milk new designs for. So yeah, I think that's kind of like where their primary thing was.
Yeah,
and
then
Buggy is just Buggy. Though. I mean, come on, do you really think they're coming back?
I mean, no. But what
I mean, out of all characters, do we think that they're coming back? Like maybe,
surely they make their way to the Grand Line in the 2-year time skip.
Right? Yeah. Of course, they'll
Johnny and Yosuke become the first like pair warlord.
The pair warlord. Oh wow!
Yeah,
hey,
where like
that's actually...
one warlord seat goes to 2 people, or even better, like they become an emperor. Like they share an emperor seat.
All right, I think you've taken the bit too far. I officially I draw my line in the sand here.
They become king and queen of the pirates.
King and queen? Who's king and who's queen?
Well, clearly Johnny's the king. Let's be honest here.
Oh, right, of course. Yeah, Johnny's the king. Yeah, Yosuke's the queen. I mean, we've already established this for certain.
Yeah. Johnny's supremacy for real.
Johnny's supremacy. Wow, this is kind of yikes.
I'm just speaking facts, anyway, man.
There was a second half, and the second half was mostly just like Vivi and Zorro-ing of sorts. Vivi was back again. I think the only crime of the second half was that our boy what is his name? Who's the mama guy? I forget his fucking normal name. His real name, I mean. Igadam, thank you. Igadam makes an appearance and does not once do the mama.
Yeah,
and it's
true.
Kind of Tragic. Honestly, I think that with that, we may or may not have covered everything that happened in these episodes. All 2 of them, I guess. Do you guys have any other, big or main things you want to talk about? Any bits you cared for or whatever?
That time Sanji nut busted Buggy.
Oh, yeah. Sanji did be kicking Buggy in the balls. They did that bit again.
Buggy goes in to like fight him, and his legs are still just standing there. He ejected with his top half from like a Luffy kick or something like that. and Sanji just goes, this seems like pretty low-hanging fruit, if you know what I mean.
It's free real estate.
It's free fucking real estate.
Anything else?
I think that's about it, really.
Yeah. No, we're here for a good time, not a long time after all.
Nope. Things happen.
All right. Well, next week then is
something. Probably
moving
a tier list.
Quotes.
Probably a tier list.
Yeah, probably a cheer list episode. Listen, you know us.
We're flying. We're on vacation right now. We're flying by the seat of our pants.
We're literally like not even on vacation. We're just like not doing normal episodes. We're still doing a weekly thing, just so we're clear.
Dayman.
Defender of the Night Man. Or whatever the hell it is.
Fighter of the Night Man.
Sorry, Fighter of the Night Man. I'm sorry. Excuse me. It's been a minute since I've seen those episodes.
I haven't watched them before. I just know the meme.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Later.
I love you.